Good evening. Can everybody hear me in the back, like Lois, who's sitting in the last row in the last seat so she can get off on time? All right. My name is Eric Patton. I'm the Executive Director of Genesys Works Chicago, and I wanted to thank you all for coming and welcome you to the first ever Genesys Works Breaking Through ceremony. It's really been a privilege for me to get involved with Genesys Works, and I realize that not all of you understand what we are and what we do, so I wanted to take just a few minutes to talk to you about our program. Genesys Works was founded in 2002 by a man named Rafael Alvarez, who's right here, who is our founder and CEO and will be one of our presenters later on this evening. Rafael was on the board of a charter school in Houston and was really dismayed by the post-graduation plans of a lot of the students down there. Most of them were happy with the $8 an hour job that they had at McDonald's or the convenience store down the street. Aspiring to a professional career was not something they'd ever thought about. Going to college was something that no one in their family ever did. Rafael decided to do what he could to change that. He had a vision of providing low-income inner-city high school students with the opportunity to break into the economic mainstream. And it's been our privilege to be able to take that vision to Chicago. Now, we achieved this vision through three primary components of our program. The first is our summer training program. All the students you'll see tonight gave up their summer to spend it with us. They came to work every day, got up early, dressed in professional attire, worked very hard, hopefully had some fun. Completing the program was not a given. Not every student did. So the students you'll see tonight worked very hard to complete this program. Now, the second component of our program is the meaningful internship. Now, I think when most people think about internships for high school students, they think about untrained students doing unskilled work. And I can assure you that that couldn't be further from the truth for what our students are doing. And I'm sure that the students who are out working at the jobs now would back me up on this. They're working for major corporations, doing important work in their IT departments. Some are working for big companies, some are working for small companies, some were still working to staff. But all of them are doing important work that has an important impact on the IT operations of our client's business. Now, the third component of our program is the Career and College Connection piece. That's going to start next week. In this program, we work with the students to help them identify career goals, college choices, and work with them on financial aid. Our goal is for everyone that completes this program to get into post-secondary education. And historically, we've had a pretty good track record at that. Now, I think when most people think about Genesys Works, they focus on the internship, which is a key component of what we do, but it's not all of what we do. It's really the three components together, the training, the internship, the college and career piece, that really make our program kind of a life-changing event. Now, I wanted to take a moment to introduce two people, unfortunately only one of whom is in the room right now, who were instrumental of the success in our first year of operation. Margaret Stuckey, who is here, Melissa Vader, who is still checking in people downstairs, were our program coordinators. They worked every day with the students to make this summer program a success for them. They really had a big impact on the students' lives and helped them prepare to do their job. So please join me in thanking them for their efforts. I also wanted to recognize Susan Sands and Dave Termundi, who, if you guys wouldn't mind standing. Susan and Dave were responsible for the IT portion of our training. And I think it's an understatement to say that our students came in with varying degrees of backgrounds in IT. So they did a fantastic job of making the complexities of IT understandable and maybe even at times fun. But the real stars of tonight's program are the students. Now, we are extremely fortunate to have an exceptional group of young men and women in our first class. And it's really been my pleasure to get to know them and to get to see the progress they've made over their 8 weeks with us. I could not have picked a better group of young people to represent Genesys Works in our first year of operation in Chicago. Starting last winter, I made presentations to 10 Chicago high schools, outlining the Genesys Works program and what it does. Probably talked to over 300 students, and we had about 130 applications for our initial class of 32 students. None of these students were forced to apply. None of them were getting extra credit. None of them were going to get paid by us for attending the train program. All of them knew that they'd be giving them a large portion of their summer to attend this. No summer vacations, no hanging out at the beach. Instead of doing that, they got to get up very early in the morning, put on business-appropriate clothes, and perform activities that were way outside of their comfort zone. This wasn't an easy thing to volunteer for, but they got there, they did it, they showed up to work on time every day. I think that's mostly because we locked the doors at 8:01, so they got used to getting there on time. Got there with smiles on their face, and they got ready to work hard. The level of energy and enthusiasm that this group showed was really an inspiration to me. These are young women who I think are taking an active role in charting out the future of their lives. You often hear it said that the youth of today are our future. And if these youth are our future, then our future is in exceptional hands. So throughout this evening, you're going to hear some of the experiences of the students from our first class. So I wanted to introduce our first speaker, Morgan Demyecki, who is a senior at Whitney Young High School and an intern at H2O+. Morgan?